and thanks for joining. All right, well, to start, let's rub our palms together. This is just an opportunity to take balance. Inhale and exhale. Just the palm connection of the masculine, the feminine, the sun, the moon, the left brain and the right brain, creating harmony and grace, and this is where we want to live as best as possible at all times. Welcome to Universal Law. Today we're talking about the law of polarity. So my name is Amie Barsky. For those who might be new to my page, welcome. Thanks for joining. And I am a self-love and empowerment coach. And what does that mean? Well, that means that my clients and I go through a journey into subconscious reprogramming, which is really fun. I think it's super fun. It is a deep dive. It is definitely can be challenging as these obstacles come up, but our goal is to get all that trauma out of the way that's stopping us from living our goals and our dreams. Our job in this instance of subconscious reprogramming is about taking away the limiting beliefs, releasing them, surrendering to them, acknowledging them, really getting a handle on our triggers and commands so that we understand ourselves so well that when we find ourselves in a situation, we know how to better handle it. And it's so much fun to see my clients grow in that aspect of, when I get that feedback, oh my gosh, Amie, I was in this situation with my boss at work and I handled it so beautifully because I noticed my trigger came up or my command, and I was so easily able to navigate my way through staying in my truest light, my truth of who I am. So it is key. Thanks, Jess. So Jess says, it's so key. You explain it so well. Thank you so much, right? The work, it's energy, it's effort. I think sometimes the word work comes with a heavy load, like, oh man, and so I try and think of it like as an energy exchange with your subconscious mind into your conscious mind, and when this exchange happens, we can bring ourselves into a place of grace. And I don't know, that's what I'm trying to do with my life, live in a place of grace at all times. So that's what I do for my clients, and I'm bringing universal law here on these live chats because I think it's so important. These are simple, easy to apply laws to your daily life that you can start to see some of the shifts taking place as you apply them. So today we're talking about the law of polarity, and let's think of it as a battery for a moment. Batteries have total opposites, like they're polar opposites of their terminals, right? There are two polar opposites of intentional manifestation. And once you understand how the law of polarity works, you can bring the right kind of energy into your actual intentions, and bringing that in is so key. It's so important. You can also combine with that, like the content, what the goal is that you're trying to achieve. Like, what am I after? Am I looking for a new job, a relationship, whatever it is that the goals are that you're calling into your life. This law can help you when you find this place in balance, can help you bring that in a very finite energy exchange. And it's really beautiful because it when you connect those two, the content and the manifestation, you are bringing in the intentions in a place of the polarity, the opposites of each other. So, well, what is the law of polarity for a moment? Basically, every thought has an intention, and there are two components to these thoughts. It is the content of it and the energy of it. So, for example, I say I wanted to bring in new love or a new job. This information is the content, right? And then of my intention. And meanwhile, the energy is the power that drives that intention. So the energy is the power that drives that intention. The content is the actual intention. And these energetic components are ultimately just tied in together. They just are. It just is. Like, you can't. It just is. Which is so interesting because it's powerful. It's really powerful stuff. And you know the saying that opposites attract, right? It's the polarity of these two things, the masculine, the feminine, things like that. So this is actually influence, and this is where one of the reasons why I love my job so much is because it's influenced by our subconscious mind. And this is where that work comes in, that energy comes in, that effort comes in. It's powered by the subconscious mind. So according to the law of polarity, everything is dual. Everything. There always is the opposite, and it's two inseparable parts. Even though it's two parts, they're inseparable, right? Think about hot and cold. Think about I don't even know. I can't think of another one. But they're the opposites. They're actually on the same continuum, because you can think about it. Something could potentially be hot and something could potentially be cold. Like, it can move from one to the other. So there's that potential of one or the other, even though, right? So they are complete polar opposites of each other. And you can think of manifestation in the same exact way. For example, here we go. Here, this is what I was trying to say earlier. So, like, say you're calling in abundance. You're calling in abundance of finances. We'll talk about money for a second. Well, that's inseparable from scarcity of finances. It's the opposite, right? So they're inseparable. They're right there, but they're inseparable. Love. If you're calling in love, if you're calling in a relationship, it's the opposite. It's the inseparable of alone, right? It just is. And let's say like success and failure. They are inseparable. They're the potential for its opposites, right? And that's just the way life goes. And when we can get a better understanding of that, we can get a better understanding of how we can use these tools to create the life we want to live. So I would say perhaps write them down, write what you want to manifest in your journal or notebook or post it, and then write down the opposites of that. Hi Abigail, thanks for joining. Hi Molly. So write down the opposites of what you are calling in. So maybe you're calling in a new career. Write down the opposite of that. Write down the opposite if you're calling in love. Write down the opposite if you're calling in abundance. And start applying the law of polarity more effectively to that with that understanding. So I think it's important that we understand that limiting beliefs here can really put a kibosh on the use of the law of polarity, right? It can actually, the law of polarity can fail if we don't really tune into understanding our limiting beliefs. And limiting beliefs are really, again, going back to the subconscious mind, things that are holding you back, like I'm not good enough, I'm not smart enough, I'm not successful enough, I'm not rich enough, whatever that I'm not enough, I'm not worthy program or story or command or trigger that comes up for you. That's really important that you understand that. And so even though you might think about the content of your intention, I want new love, or I want abundance, you're finding such an imbalance because your belief system is saying, I'm not worthy of love, I'm not worthy of financial freedom, whatever that might be for you. And so it's so important that you understand your limiting beliefs so that you can do that energetic exchange and get yourself on the right path. It's emotional energy that has to be in alignment with the actual verbiage, the words, the content of what you're asking for. So if you're experiencing really strong emotions like excitement or joy or connection to your intentions, then you have a really strong intentional current, like you say, like in the battery, that will help you manifest what you want. The current is strong, it's moving, it's going, it's exactly what is needed here. Thanks, Jess, you love it. So if these emotions just aren't there, if you are, or maybe they're like wildly inconsistent, you're probably lacking the right kind of intentional current. So really make note of those intentions, of those emotions, those experiences, and see how they relate to your actual intention, the manifestation that you're trying to connect to. And consider whether they're associated with a strong current or not, right? Like I said, if it's joyful and you're excited and stuff, that means the current is plugged in and things are feeling good. But if it's inconsistent or it's just lacking, that means the current is not moving in a harmonious way. So again, let's picture that battery with its polar opposite terminals, right? One is positive and one is negative. And it's so cool because like you hook it up to the circuit, maybe you're trying to, use your remote controller or something. And if the current is in the right direction, it flows and then you can push the TV on or whatever you're working with. And if it's not, then it goes the other way. It doesn't work. So it's in the opposite way. That means the flow of electrons will reverse and the electrons will flow in the identical current opposite direction. So it's not working. It's not in a place of harmony. And so I don't know. I think it's pretty amazing. So if you want to boost your current, any extra batteries, you just need to get things in alignment. Bottom line, you need to find that current state of in the same direction and feeling into it, whether the joy behind it, the intention behind it, and clear those negative beliefs, those limiting beliefs that you might have that are in that subconscious mind. And sometimes we don't know it, and that's the hard part, I think. So really look at what you've been calling in lately, and this is how you can figure it out. Like say you really look at what you've been calling in. And you're like, wow, I've been trying to call in a partner for like the past year and just something's just not harmonizing. Something's not, coming through for me. And maybe I'm meeting, someone who's constantly the same meeting more people, but the same idea of like not emotionally available, doesn't want a committed relationship, whatever it is that you're looking for. And go look inside. That's a great opportunity to self-reflect. Go inside and go, okay, cool. I've been navigating this way for a while now, and I'm really ready to make that shift. Even if maybe it's in the same job, maybe you've been taking the same job, jumping from job to job, just trying to create momentum in your financial stability, and it's just kind of just backfiring you each time. Maybe your bosses, you keep taking jobs and your bosses treat you like crap, or they just don't look like it doesn't look like you're in your mindset, in your dream set of like, wow, this is what I thought or I feel that I deserve, but something's still off, right? Something's still not quite connected. So that's when you can take a look into that deeper side, that subconscious area. And if you need some help in that, please don't hesitate to reach out to me. I do a consultation that's really beneficial, complimentary for those who are serious clients who are actually considering doing some of this work. So again, it's really about that battery, getting that current to go so that everything's moving in a place of gratitude. So when you have these polarities set in at the same time and the same magnitude, they can just simply just blend and just move in a place of flow. And that's really about what the Law of Polarity is about. It's even when you're pouring out a lot of energy into something, like I was just mentioning, if you've been doing this for like a year or however time frame that you're like, oh my gosh, why is this not happening to me? Like, what is going on? You just have to really recognize, okay, there's something, and it could be something so tiny, and sometimes it really is. It's something so tiny. Like I remember I had a really terrible relationship with money, and just to the point where I was like, and I was calling in financial freedom. I was like, I want financial freedom. I deserve this. But there was a limiting belief inside of me that I didn't recognize that came from childhood and my relationship with money as a child. In my household, we always, my story in my head was there was always lack. There was never enough, and it was always like scarcity. And and looking back now, I don't really think that there was in most regards, but my story was, oh my gosh, you have to work really hard for money. You have to it's impossible to find financial freedom. Just work as many hours as you can, take any job you can. And that was where I was for many, 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 many years. And then finally I was like, you know what? I'm so tired. I was so tired of like pounding the pavement. And I said, there's got to be a better way. So when I started doing my subconscious work and my spiritual work, that's something that came up. And I was just like, oh my God, like it was a relief, but it was, to let all that go. But it was just like, the magnifying glass of like the specificity of what was holding me back. And once I recognized that, and allowed that place in my heart to heal, I was able to come out of that. And now I look at money as a different way. I look at money as an energy exchange, right? I go to Trader Joe's and I buy apples or carrots or spinach or whatever, and I'm just exchanging one for the other. That's all. And you're giving me my vegetables and my fruit, and I'm giving you some green paper, and just looking at it as a different way and handing it over with celebration, with like, yes, I'm now putting good nutrients in my body, and you're thriving in your business, whatever that might be, at the farmer's market, or if you support your friends in their businesses, right? So it's really an energy exchange. So when I started to see money in that frame of mind, lots of things started to shift. And I'm not saying it's always perfect, but I have had to really trust in the universe that everything is working out for me, and that the universe has my back. Like I'm fully supported. I'm fully supported financially, and everything will be exactly as it's supposed to be. Let's see, we have some questions here. Oh, Abigail. Hi, Abigail. Her son says hi. What's your son's name, Abigail? Tell him I said hello. And yes, grateful for new elevated friendships. Absolutely, absolutely. New book. All right, I'm going to write a book on manifesting money. So really, guys, I want you to try to spend some time on reflecting, especially if you're in that space of like, you know what, I know what I'm calling in. I'm so clear on my message. I'm so clear on my intention, but somewhere the energy is, there's a disconnect. The battery is not flowing well. So it's really important. I'm trying to say, okay. Hi guys, hi Jeff. And so really think about what that looks like. So how can the Law of Polarity work And okay, so we'll take two now for a moment: the law of polarity and the law of attraction, because they can really work together hand in hand for you. So although the law of polarity is separate from the law of attraction, when we define these laws, they can work together in some fascinating ways that can influence your unique manifestation potential. They really can. They're such complementary energies or laws towards each other. So after all, the law of attraction tells us that we attract the things which we are in harmony with, right? So if I'm in harmony with XYZ, then that's what I'm going to call in. If I'm in harmony with that partner, that space of calling love in or calling in financial freedom, I'm going to attract it. It's going to come. And those of the object of those of the mental focus, like what if it's in alignment with the mental focus and the energy, right? So it's in alignment. So according to the law of polarity, though, everything is dual nature. So the two extremes look the opposites, and these are inseparable. So when you combine these laws, what you can see is that you attract the whole package of your mental focus. You can track the whole thing of your mental focus. So, and that's where we want to live. We want to live in a place of high vibration. We want to live in a place, hi Maggie, you want to live in a place of just being in a place of harmony. And that just means aligning what you're manifesting and the energy that you're putting behind it. And again, really reflecting on what is holding you back. It's so crucial. I cannot express enough how the subconscious work is life-changing. It really is life-changing. Using these laws and then digging deep into what is truly holding you back can change your life pretty much instantly, because it's about the awareness. And once you do some of that work, that energy exchange, you can find that you're clearing out, it's like clearing out the stuff under the bed, or clearing out the closet of clothes you haven't worn in, 100 years or whatever. Like, get rid of that stuff. It's not serving you. It's just holding you back. So know that you are worthy, you are lovable, and you are capable, and anything is possible. One of the mantras when I was going through a really rough time in my life, I was ending a marriage and going through a job change, and I just felt like my whole life was turned upside down. And one of my mantras was, I am strong, I am stable, I'm willing, and I'm able. And it still just like fills me up, because it was such a powerful mantra for me that it grounded me in so quickly, because the words, now of course they were words I could relate to. So like, I am strong. I knew I was strong enough. I am stable. I'm stable in where I'm at right now, and I can just breathe into this moment in time because I'm alive and I'm healthy, and I'm willing. I'm so willing to make this quantum leap for myself, because where I was, I knew I did not want to be. I was like, I cannot be here anymore. So knowing that willingness to go, yes, I need to step up. I want to step up, and I know that I'm completely able to do this. I'm so able to do this. So know that the universe has your back. You are completely supported. And if something is holding you back, it probably 99.9% of the time, it is your limiting beliefs. So if you have the desire to dive into, explore subconscious reprogramming, please don't hesitate to reach out, because I've got 2 spots in my calendar open right now, and I'm so excited. I've got some, so June and July would be an amazing time to go through this beautiful summer exploration of just getting rid of that stuff and setting yourself up for success. So I'm excited. Oh, thanks, Abigail. I love it. I appreciate you. And I'm just so excited, everyone. So that's my journey today. That's my share today, the law of polarity. I hope it was useful, and I hope you learned something and got good takeaways from it. And connect with me if you have suggestions, questions, what have yous. Yes, onward and upward. That's life, ladies and gentlemen. We are moving into a place of harmony and grace at all times, as often as possible. We remember, our thoughts become our words become our actions become the life we live. So have a great day, everyone. Thank you so much for joining, and we will see you next time. Big, big, big hugs this beautiful Monday.